Aakash was sitting in his classroom, nervously glancing at the clock on the wall. The bell would ring soon, and then he would have just one more hour to finish his final exam. But there was a problem. He hadn't studied as much as he should have. He'd spent the last few days playing cricket with his friends, thinking he could catch up later. Now, with the test in front of him, he regretted every minute he spent away from his books. His mind raced as the teacher handed out the exam papers. How'd I let this happen? He thought, his palms sweating. He tried to focus, but the questions seemed like a blur. He skipped the ones he didn't know and moved on to the easier ones. But even they were tricky. Time flew by, and before he knew it, the bell rang. Aakash handed in his paper, feeling a deep sense of shame. He knew he had failed. There was no doubt in his mind. All his classmates left the room, laughing and chatting, but Aakash could only think about the disappointment his parents would feel when they saw his result. When he got home, his mother looked at him with concern as he walked in. His shoulders slumped. "How did the exam go, Beta?" she asked gently. Aakash forced a smile. "I think I messed up, Mom." The next day, his worst fears came true. The result sheet was passed around in class, and Aakash saw the red mark next to his name. It wasn't just bad. It was the lowest grade he'd ever gotten. His heart sank as he stared at the paper. The shame was overwhelming. He could already imagine the scolding from his parents, the disappointment in their eyes. As he walked home that evening, feeling defeated, Aakash passed by the old park near his school. The sounds of younger kids playing cricket reached his ears, the same sounds that used to bring him so much joy. He slowed down, his gaze fixed on the group, and for a moment, he allowed himself to remember how carefree he used to be, lost in the game. But today, the laughter of the children only deepened his sense of loss. He could feel the weight of his failure pressing down on him. Just then, a voice broke through his thoughts. "Hey, Aakash, you're looking sad. What happened?" It was Raj, one of his childhood friends. Aakash let out a long, weary sigh. "I failed my exam. I didn't study enough, and now it feels like I've let everyone down." Raj didn't say anything at first, just sat down beside him on the park bench. The silence lingered for a while before Raj spoke again, his voice gentle but firm. "I get it. You've always been good at cricket, man, but you've never put in the same effort with school. Maybe that's what's been missing. Sometimes failure is the wake-up call we need. Maybe now you'll realize it's time to balance the two. You can still be great at cricket, but not at the cost of everything else." Aakash turned to look at him, his eyes clouded with doubt. "But how do I fix this? I've already messed up so badly." Raj's smile was understanding, not mocking. "The first step is to stop beating yourself up. Learn from it. You've got the potential. Now it's about putting in the time and focus. You don't have to choose between cricket and school. Just make sure you give both what they need." Aakash stared at the ground, thinking about Raj's words. A part of him resisted the idea of having to change, but another part, deeper inside, knew Raj was right. For the first time, he saw that the failure wasn't the end. It could be the beginning of something better, something more balanced. Aakash thought about Raj's words for the next few days. Instead of hiding his failure, he decided to take it as a challenge. He started organizing his time better, making sure he practiced cricket, but also studied harder for his classes. The next few exams came around, and this time, he was more prepared. To his surprise, he aced them. His grades improved, and not just in school. His cricket game also reached new heights because he was mentally sharper and more focused. Looking back at the day he got his lowest grade, Aakash realized something. Failing that exam wasn't the end. It was the push he needed. That failure had taught him discipline and time management, and it helped him become better at both school and cricket. Sometimes things don't go the way we want, but when we look closely, we see that even failures have a purpose. Aakash learned that everything happens for a reason. Who was your Raj in life? Or could you be one for someone else?